Hello everyone, my name is David Ambrose. I'm running for Congress in the great state of Alaska. Tomorrow is the primary day. Please consider voting for me if you think that there are numerous ongoing crimes being committed by the Uniparty and the subsequent rebellion in the military through information warfare operations, election fraud, treason, and other means. Vote for me if you think that the state of Alaska, along with others, are engaged in an ongoing insurrection against the United States through a seditious conspiracy to obstruct justice pertaining to the fallout as a result of COVID, as well as the aiding and abetting of foreign entities involved in racketeering, and the proper constitutional response would be to have those individuals and their co-conspirators or those giving them aid and comfort arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced to public execution by firing squad. Or consider voting for me if you think that mandatory reporters across the country who fail to report COVID guidance as neglectful, detrimental, or abusive towards children violated their mandatory reporting obligations while giving aid and comfort to acts of treason, violations of the prohibition with respect to biological weapons, as well as other laws, and the proper constitutional response would be to have all those teachers, doctors, police officers, nurses, psychologists, and others arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced accordingly. Or vote for me if you think that individual candidates, federal employees, judges, governors, state legislators, military officers, or others who had knowledge of COVID guidance, acts of treason, and committed misprision of coercion, bioweapons violations, treason, or something else pertaining to it, also committed treason in the process, and they too should be arrested and prosecuted. For the last few years, the military has been conspiring with private companies to manipulate the flow of information to voters from candidates such as myself for the benefit of their own co-conspirator candidates involved in election fraud, like those in the Uniparty, either side spinning a narrative for their own gain at the expense of independent candidates. This is backed up by the manipulation of nuclear spin rates via a space-time modification, WMD, that Trump and the CIA used against we Americans so that they could engage in election fraud themselves while pretending to do something about it, and underground activities. For example, most of the progress we've made as a result of them stealing my data and positions for themselves and misrepresenting that as their own. The infrastructure bill idea was mine. The willingness to start killing invaders over the southern border is mine. The willingness to take Canada, Mexico, and Greenland is mine. The willingness to start killing EU politicians is mine. The willingness to implement a national draft and start killing communists in China while defending Taiwan is mine, as a result of their willingness to double-cross us with Black Swan games. Trying to prevent the catastrophic withdrawal in Afghanistan destined for failure was mine, and so much more the military is lying to you about while hiding my candidacy and aiding an overthrown government and using Biden as a controlled opposition to conspire against the 22nd Amendment. They are using scalar weapons, directed energy attacks, and they literally attack the very fabric of reality. COVID symptoms and worldwide space-time modification symptoms may be correlated, with COVID being a weaponized co-viral infectious disease from labs beneath the United States, designed to stun and incapacitate a population while aiding adrenochrome manufacturing and altering natural luminescence through a weaponized influenza B strain. So consider voting for Ambrose for Congress for tribunals and public executions by firing squad, as well as a declaration of war. And who's running for president in 2028 that wants to join the party of Judah, who thinks that all those in the federal government aiding the overthrown government or acts of treason are themselves committing treason, and the proper constitutional response would be to have them arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced. If not, vote Ambrose for president in 2032 for public executions and a declaration of war. Thank you.